and welcome to Daily Focus. I'm thankful for another day that the Lord has given to me. I hope that you have. I hope you've taken some time to thank God for today and the gift that it is, and that you've yielded yourself an instrument to righteousness, a submissive servant to do the bidding of the Lord, to do His will in every avenue of life, and that you are excited about the privilege to represent God today to those who will view your life. We're going to finish Psalm 25 today. And it says in verse number 15, "Mine eyes are ever toward the Lord, for he shall pluck my feet out of the net. Turn thee unto me and have mercy upon me. For I am desolate and afflicted. The troubles of my heart are enlarged. O bring thou me out of my distresses. Look upon mine afflictions and my pain, and forgive all my sins. Consider my enemies, for they are many, and they hate me with a cruel hatred. O keep my soul and deliver me. Let me not be ashamed, for I put my trust in thee. Let integrity and uprightness preserve me, for I wait on thee. Redeem Israel, O God, out of all his troubles." Well, this is a psalm where we are going to finish up. We've talked a lot about walking in step with God, listening to God, letting God have his way, making sure that we're teachable, letting the presence of God permeate our thoughts and our actions, and certainly affect our attitudes. And then we're going to conclude here with David asking the Lord to deliver him from his enemies. And so I've entitled this one, "Lord, Please Help Me." I don't know about you, but I have had very little times. I have experienced a few experiences, but I've had very little to do with dealing with people who truly hate me, and that they just want to destroy me. I don't know about your life. I have counseled people who were going through very ugly situations with a family, very ugly situations at a workplace. I've counseled a number of pastors who were going through very ugly situations in their church, and certainly when anger gives way to wrath and wrath gives way to malice, there is a deep-seated hatred that can come because of disagreement, because of disappointment, because of hurt or offense. And when people are in the midst of having that level of enemy who really seeks to destroy, um, really it's a very lonely place. And God says, I am there, and I will teach you in the path that you should go. I'll help you with the attitude that you should have, the outlook and the approach and the actions that should take place. I'll help you with all of that. But you have to walk with me, and you have to listen to me, and you have to know me, and you have to want what I am trying to accomplish. And so David is crying out here in this end of this chapter, "Lord, please help me in the midst of my struggle." It's interesting that there is obviously some type of trouble that David is facing. I don't know whether it's Saul who's trying to kill him, if it's Absalom who's trying to kill him, if it's Doeg that's trying to destroy him, or whether he's with the Philistines trying to get outside of his situation that he has created for himself. Maybe it's a spiritual turmoil that he has created. Whatever it is, David is crying out saying that my enemies hate me, and God, I want to do right. He says, "Let integrity and uprightness preserve me." Help me to demonstrate character and uprightness. Don't let me fall prey to the depths of depravity that those who are pursuing me, those who are persecuting me, those who seek to destroy me, those who hate me, don't let me seek to the depths of how they function. But let me take the high road, and let me be a picture of integrity and uprightness. And I think that's the challenge for us, is not, Lord, please take away the challenge. Lord, please kill people who hate me. I mean, it's easy to pray those prayers, right? But David is saying, no, Lord, help me to walk in step with you and be a picture of integrity and uprightness while I face these people who hate me so deeply. It's a hard time. Nobody likes to be hated. Most of us like to be loved and accepted, and we don't like confrontation for the most part. And sometimes people who just really are strong personalities or have strong opinions or want to be in leadership oftentimes can create friction that is uncomfortable in the family, in the workplace, in certain situations. And David is really reminding us that he says in verse 18, look upon my affliction and pain and forgive all my sin. In other words, God, when I'm going through this deep waters, when I'm going through this difficult situation, uh, please help me in the midst of that to not sin. And when I sin, please forgive me. I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to match selfishness with selfishness. I don't want to match selfish agenda with selfish agenda. I remember reading a book one time called Well-Intentioned Dragons, and it's talking about people in the church that really are trying to do good things, but they actually become the worst enemy to the blessing of God, because they become addicted to their own agenda or their own opinion. And so what happens is their agenda and their opinion becomes more important than pleasing God and following God's model, or to create unity. And so the only unity that they will accept is agreement, and that people will then get behind and support their agenda. And so the book is written about the fact that in churches, sometimes these people who in and of themselves are good people, and yet they become well-intentioned dragons, and they become the enemy to the blessing of God and the cause of Christ. And I think here David is saying, you know what, when people that I've been close to, people that I love, people that I trust, people that rise up against me like Saul or Doeg or whoever, I think David is saying, you know, I don't want to lash out on them. I don't want to react to them. Lord, I don't want to sin. Please help me to take this difficult situation, this friction, this confrontation, this disagreement, and help me to be a picture of integrity and uprightness. Help me to do right under the pressure. And so I think that's the lesson today, is that we're not just crying out, Lord, please help me, but we're specifying, Lord, in the midst of this difficulty, help me to be a person of character, a person of righteousness, and help me to model Christ in the midst of it. And that can be our great challenge for today. May God bless you. I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.